What is up, guys, and welcome back to Comic Review 47. And today we're going to check out the comics that I got from the Comic-Con that I went to 2 weeks ago. I put the video yesterday, but I actually went 2 weeks ago, so I'm going to show you what I bought, kind of discuss. I'm going to discuss like what comics I liked and, the cosplays and stuff like that, and, it was actually pretty good, so let's get to it. Okay, so starting off we have Wonder Woman. I got 3 issues. I got number 12, I got 13, and I got issue 14. Now the thing about Wonder Woman is I really like the way that they did it in the DC Rebirth titles, because in DC Rebirth it goes like issue 1 continues to issue 3 and then to 5 and then to 7. Like, let's just say issue 1 is like more of a like origin story, and issue 2 is more like a regular story. So I like that it switches back and forth so I don't get really bored of just reading the same one. So that's what I really like about Wonder Woman. And I liked reading Wonder Woman in DC Rebirth and DCU, but New 52, I didn't really like it. This is a really good series. You should check it out. I got Spawn number 100, and it was actually not that expensive. I wanted to get Spawn number 1. They had number 2, but I was like, I kind of want number 1. But Spawn number 100, I haven't even read it yet, so I don't know if it's good or bad, because I've never read Spawn before. I think I've read issue 1, but it was like a reprint or something like that. And I really liked it. Like, I just like how it's more violent and has like a more adultish tone to it. So I'm going to read this in a bit. Next we have Scooby Apocalypse. Now I got issues 5 and issue 6. So, I mean, Scooby Apocalypse sounds a bit ridiculous. It's more of like Scooby-Doo, but like what would Scooby-Doo look like in a comic book form. So that's pretty much what this does, kind of tells you how Scooby-Doo would be if it were more serious, the characters were different. Daphne is just like, genius, and then Scooby-Doo can talk. It actually has the origin of how Scooby-Doo can talk in the first place in like the first 2 or 3 issues. So, and they also mentioned Scrappy-Doo and some other dogs that follow him. It's hilarious, and it's kind of weird to read because it's not your typical Scooby-Doo story, so you should check it out. I would recommend it. So I have Detective Comics. Now, what I read from the DC Rebirth titles on Detective Comics, I read the first ones, and I really liked it. Like, I thought it was like really cool. The way they did like Batman. Batman has a lot of technology, but the military had like 30 years more advanced than Batman, so Batman was pretty much screwed in that storyline. You should check it out. It's like the first few issues of the Rebirth Detective Comics. So, but this is going to be a new storyline. Again, sorry, but I haven't really read it, so I can't really explain to you what it's about. I have read a lot of comics that I got. Right now I'm like halfway through, so this is I got number 943, 944, 945. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good storyline. Just judging the cover here, I mean, I've liked Detective Comics so far, so I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. And here we have Batman Beyond Rebirth. I have the Rebirth, which is kind of like a 0-issue one-shot, This is like issue 1. I got number 2, and I got number 3. So I got 4 issues of Batman Beyond. Now, I'm going to spoil it for you just a little bit. So, okay, so Terry McGinnis is back. In the DCU storyline, it was Jason Todd who was Batman Beyond. And now, everyone thought that Terry McGinnis was dead, but of course, comics, everyone resurrects back from the dead. So Terry isn't actually dead, and now he's Batman. He's back to being Batman. And plus, another thing that's really cool in the storyline is that, like, the Jokers, like the gang called the Jokers, they're pretty much like ruling the whole town. And also, this one guy's like trying to revive the Joker. Like, he's literally trying to revive the Joker. Now, I know what happens since it's kind of explained in issue 3, like what happens with the Joker and all that, but I'm not going to spoil it for you. You should really read it. Right now I just have until issue 3, and that's pretty good to read. So I really want more issues. This one has me really hooked, so I would definitely recommend it. Get this one. This is the one-shot. And next we have Nightwing #1. I got so many Nightwings. I got #1, #2. I have issue #3. I got #4. Now issues 5 and 6 I didn't get it because it's the Night of the Monster Men storyline, and I didn't really care too much about it, to be honest. So I just kind of skipped ahead to issue 7. So it's kind of a new storyline that's gonna come on. Right now I've only read issue 1, and so far I do like it because Grayson's kind of working for the Court of Owls. Now I like the New 52 Nightwing. I have it like somewhere around here on my bookshelves. That one is really good. The New 52 Nightwing series, you should really check it. Plus, I like the costume a lot. I do like the original costume, but I don't know. I like the red one a little better. Here it is, issue what? Issue 8. And yeah, so right now I'm on issue 1, and he's working for like the Court of Owls, but they're like a newer version with like, instead of white masks, it's like gray masks. It's kind of weird because he's like going undercover. So yeah. You should check. I don't know if you should check this one out. I think it's good so far, but you know, I'm not really sure. Check out, I don't know, like on Google, what the synopsis is if you want. So next we have Deathstroke, which I got more than a couple. I got Deathstroke Rebirth. I got issue 1. I got issue 2. Okay, I'm gonna like put my hand out of the way. Issue 3, I got issue 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, I got like so many issues, it's crazy. I got 8, I got until issue 10, because I've always wanted to read about Deathstroke. Like, he's always interested me, but his series usually go like different from the DC Rebirth and the DCU. It's kind of weird to read his series. Like he was like on issue 18 while other series just started. I didn't know how that worked. Plus I couldn't read the New 52 either, so I'm like, well, you know, heck, I'm just gonna get until issue 10. So right now I've read it, the Rebirth one-shot, and issue 1 I'm halfway through it. Now I'm not liking it all that much, to be honest, because I think it's more that I'm confused about it. You know, it doesn't. I don't know. It's like really hard to understand what's going on because I'm a new reader to Deathstroke. For those who aren't new to Deathstroke, you know, I mean, you guys probably understand what's going on here, but I don't. So maybe if I read issue 2, I'm gonna understand it better and just keep going from there. So, and next, I actually got Batman. I got a couple too. I got issue 11. This is I Am Suicide. I got issue 12, as you can see, it's a Catwoman. I got issue 13. Now I really like this cover. It looks really cool, like the dummy from the ventriloquist. And here he is, just like, I don't know, worried, anxious. And here is issue 14. Wait, once again, Catwoman. So I haven't even read it. I mean, I have read until issue 10, where like it kind of shows a little backstory on Bane. You know, kind of like what he had to go through in his prison cell. So, I mean, to me that sounds really interesting, but I haven't really read it. Sorry guys, but there's a lot of comics that I haven't read. I like reading different comics instead of the same one throughout the whole series, you know, at a time. Now, next we're going with like the issues that I only bought like 1 or 2 of them. So, one example is Spider-Man. I got Amazing Spider-Man number 10, and I got Amazing Spider-Man number 11. Now, I do realize that I am behind on these comics because, well, I mean, these came out like, I think November or something like that, so, but whatever, you know, I don't really read comics to try to get ahead on comics. I like reading it because it's fun, you know, that's the whole point. So, I really like the covers by Alex Ross. They look really like, it looks really like the 40s, you know, like kind of those art styles, like for posters for the movies, like horror movies. It looks really cool. I don't know. It's like that painting type style. And next we have Batwoman Rebirth number 1. And this one I have been wanting to read for such a long time. I haven't read it yet. I kind of want to wait till the end so that, you know, so that I can kind of find out more about this issue. And next we have Civil War number 1, and I got it signed, but I don't really remember from who, so I mean, whatever. At least sign me, you know, the little Spider-Man symbol. Because I have Civil War number 2 through 9, but I didn't get number 1, so how am I supposed to start the series, you know? But I mean, now I can read Civil War, and now I can catch up to how the story started in the first place. Next we have Spider-Man Deadpool number 5. Now Spider-Man Deadpool I really recommend. It's funny, it's hilarious, it's just like, you can see more of the relationship between Spider-Man and Deadpool because they're both annoying to each other, you know? Deadpool really likes Spider-Man, so Spider-Man is more annoyed by Deadpool than Deadpool is to Spider-Man. It's kind of like frenemies, you know, because Deadpool kills people and Spider-Man doesn't, so there's kind of a conflict between them two, like, in that sort of aspect, you know. And Deadpool doesn't really have any morals, just a little, you know. Spider-Man, you know, he has like his morals about not killing, saving people, stuff like that. So, I'd really recommend this one. Now, next we have Spidey, number 8. Now, Spidey is kind of like goes into like Spider-Man's origin, so to speak. He has like his like origin issues from Spidey number 1 to 8. I mean, this one's number 8, but I'm pretty sure that like more ahead in the series already may have even ended. I don't know. But this one is really good. This is like Electro, like the start of how Electro just kind of, you know, goes against Spidey. Like in each issue, it's like different villains and heroes. Like in the first few issues, it was like Sandman, the Lizard, Dr. Octopus. Like it's a new villain each issue, which is pretty cool. It's how Spider-Man starts off, and I'd really recommend it. And it's actually pretty funny too. And the art is like, you know, kind of simple. I like the art in like the first 3 issues. It was really good, but then later it got a little more simple. I don't know about this one, but you know, it could be simple. But I would still recommend it. Read it for the story. But the next one I have is Invincible Iron Man number 2 and 3. Now the thing about Invincible Iron Man is that it's a new person. Tony Stark isn't Iron Man anymore. But what I don't know is like what happened to Tony Stark, and I'm not even updated on that. I really gotta check that out because I read issue 1 and either Tony Stark's dead or he's lost or something. But there's this girl that's like gonna be the new Iron Man, and we kind of in the first issue we kind of go into her origin, that she's like a super smart person and kind of been like an outcast. Like she's always been smart since like she was born, like super smart. So that's how she knows how to use the suit at such an early age, and that's how she's able to use the suit so easily. And she even goes like superheroing at like I think like 13 years old or something like that. So it's interesting to see like a sidekick kind of hero, not as a sidekick, but like a younger hero. You know, even younger than Spider-Man. So that's pretty interesting. You should check out Invincible Iron Man. I kind of like it. Green Hornet. Now, Green Hornet is actually really cool. Like, Green Hornet, I've never read an issue in my life, but this one, it does it really good. I mean, it's kind of silly too, because this guy named Green Hornet, he's got like a partner that kind of helps him out like with fighting crime, and his wife doesn't really like that he's fighting crime like all this time, you know. So that's what this synopsis is about. Okay, so next up we have Spider-Man, which is not the original Spider-Man, but Miles Morales. Now, Miles Morales is the Spider-Man from the Ultimate Universe, but due to Secret Wars, he kind of went into the original universe. So this one is actually really cool. He goes up against, you know, a bunch of villains, and I really like it. Right now, I have issue 4, and I'm really behind, but I just like it. And it's kind of like going into his first days of superheroing, kind of like Spidey, the issue that I showed you before, but this is Miles Morales. He's been Spider-Man for a little longer, and plus, you know, he has other powers too. He can be invisible, and he can have like electric shocks. So that's really cool. Now, next up is Blue Beetle Rebirth, and this is the last one that I got, the last comic book that I got. So Blue Beetle Rebirth is pretty much about like the newer Blue Beetle. I always forget his name, but I think it's like Jaime or something like that. And he teams up with like Ted Kord, and what I do like is that they mention Ted Kord, the original Blue Beetle. Since the new one is more of a noob, you know, he has to kind of show him the ways of Blue Beetle, superheroing, stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, it's actually really funny. I like this series. I really want to check out issue 2, 3, 4. I want to keep going with this one. This one's really good. And that's all I got. That's all the comics I got anyways. I got a couple posters like these. I got Green Hornet, and I don't know if you can see it, I got Swamp Thing over here. And I will show you some other things that they gave us. Actually, they gave us like a pretty good bag too. Like, I actually got a couple of drawings because the artists were like super good. Check this out. And let's see. I got, well, these were just kind of some flyers they were handing out to people, so it's not really a big deal. You know, Illegal Squad, it's kind of like a magazine that they gave us for free. It's kind of like the graffitis that there are in Mexico's. You know, it's actually really good, it's pretty good magazine. So I also got this poster. It's kind of like a graffiti type poster on superheroes, so it's actually pretty good. And here, actually, first, before I keep going, I kind of want to show you, they gave us like Iron Fist bookmark. And I got this. It was actually like dirt cheap. It was like less than $1. What is it? Not this. This. And it's actually like a Batman kind of like mini poster, but I really like mini posters sometimes because you know that the original artist was actually there, and I got to meet him and talk to them and stuff like that. And they're actually like really, really cool. So the last thing that I want to show before ending this video is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles art book from La Mole Comic Con. And see, like, it has like a back cover with Venom. This is the next event that's going to be, but I'm not going to go to the next event. I'm probably going to go to the one after that in a year or so. Now, see, they have like a bunch of, all the artists that worked on this book were actually at the Comic Con. So you can like go individually and ask like for their signatures and stuff like that. See, and I actually got like most of the signatures. Like here, I got it signed. For this one, I got like these signed. I got like a couple good ones too. Like some of them are like this guy, he didn't draw. I think he just kind of inked. So, I mean, this one, a 9-year-old girl did it, and she actually signed this. And here's her dad that also did the art. So I mean, I guess that's why they let her get in. And she did this with like markers and stuff like that. Like, it looks pretty good. So, I mean, you know, here's kind of like a Japanese sort of thing. Here's like a Raphael with the pizza, pepperoni pizza. And yeah, guys, that's it. That was my trip to the Comic-Con. And if you want to see footage on it, I have it on my last video. And if you like the video, be sure to like and subscribe for more. And I'll see you guys next time.